over 75 in a while, even though 75 is a high number.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's sustainable, but what I've seen is MVP.
Oh, right, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any question, not that we're giving away the MVP award after 6 or 7 games, but if there were a guy we were giving it to, it would probably be him. All right, let's move on here. Ja Morant made his return from a 1-game suspension for conduct detrimental to the team, facing Cade Cunningham and the Pistons. Ja and company at home. Let's start in the fourth quarter. Less than 5 minutes to go. Grizzlies on the break. The lob there to Ja from Vince Williams Jr. Let's take one more look. Morant with 18 and 10. Grizzlies down 7. 20 seconds later, Cade Cunningham to Isaiah Stewart. Stewart had 26 and 14 assists. Pistons up 9. Under 3 to go. Pistons up 5. Cunningham on the drive. Pistons up 7 now. Little over a minute left. Pistons up 4. Morant guarding Cunningham. Cunningham hits the mid-range fadeaway. Pistons up 6. Less than 45 seconds left. Cunningham at the top of the arc. Step back after the jab step. Hits the 3. Cade with 33 points, 8 assists. Pistons beat the Grizzlies 114-106. Here's Ja after the game.
You feel like you got the same joy right now? Do you used to see it?
No.
Why not?
What can be done to get it back?
We'll see.
Do you think you have a good relationship with the franchise?
Yeah.
In general?
Yeah. They told y'all that, right?
I didn't say anything about that.
If I had a good relationship, I wouldn't talk to him at all. So, maybe we had our combos over these.
Do you have any regrets about the way you played on Friday night in the second half?
You said what?
Do you have any regrets about the way you played in the game? I'm not talking about the
That's your home run question? Sound like a bait question.
Okay. It doesn't sound like everything is behind Ja and the Grizzlies necessarily. What should the next step be in Memphis in this relationship, Mark?
Prayer. Lots of prayer. Talked to a couple GMs who told me, like last summer, every player on the Grizzlies was available for trade. That includes Ja and Jaren. Certainly curious to me that the Orlando Magic were able to make a trade with the Grizzlies. They got Desmond Bane, which made it apparent that they could have got Ja Morant and decided not to. 40 execs I talked to today said they really have no interest in trading for him. One said it was because it's a combo of contract and off-the-court issues. Another suggested that if Ja is traded, it'll probably be a problem star for a problem star. A couple of them also said that you need the right coaching staff to have such a mercurial star as him. And I asked one current NBA coach if he would like to coach Ja Morant, and he's not. And he said, I'm not sure I'd want to.
Well, I get PTSD when I hear the word joy, because I feel like a year ago we talked about Jimmy Butler and joy, and I just think we're in this constant evaluation. Teams look at the first 20 to 25 games as this evaluation period. Players rarely get traded in the month of November, and I think that's going to be the same thing as far as how we look at this Memphis team and the Ja Morant relationship, and we're basically at a crossroads as far as the team and the player. Do you have to pick between the player and the coach?
Right.
Well,
you just fired a coach 6 months ago.
I mean, you're going to do that again here?
Yeah.
Is this going to be a Ja thing, though? Do you see him possibly being put aside like Jimmy was with the Heat?
I don't think so. I mean, I think the body of work, what he does on a court, I thought the effort was a little bit better last night, 18 and 10 here. But you look at their schedule coming up, they got Murderers Row coming. They've got an extremely difficult schedule. So keep an eye on Memphis. It was going to be a storyline anyway, and it certainly ignites it a little bit here.
David?
Yeah, this is a basketball versus a non-basketball story that we have here. From a basketball perspective, it does not make a lot of sense for Ja Morant to be with this team. And it's also hard to trade this guy. You're looking at a guy who should be entering his prime, who is worse at most of the things that you wanted him to be good at. Finishing around the basket, drawing fouls, leading an offense, staying healthy. These are things that you're worried about in keeping him and also worried about in trading him. Add in the fact of what this dude actually means to the city of Memphis, the infrastructure, what they have built around Ja Morant as a spectacle, how little the tickets cost last night to get into a game at the current state of the Grizzlies. And you have a situation where the Grizzlies and Ja Morant kind of have to figure this thing out somehow. So when Bobby says you got this 20 games thing, I mean, these are crucial 20 games. We have to figure out what you're going to do with this dude in the future. But it's hard for me to imagine outside of basketball how you can move this dude.
Yeah, it'll be certainly something to keep an eye on, as we like to say. All right, time for the big three. Top plays from last night. Coming in at number 3, Caris LeVert. Watch this. He'll make a diving steal here.
Oh.
And then gets it to Ron Holland for the finish.
I think Detroit likes that nobody's talking about them.
Oh, I agree.
Kind of like the Spurs used to do, right?
We did a lot of talking about them yesterday, though.
Yeah.
So maybe we're putting a spotlight on them.
Holland.
All right. Let's go to number 2. Come on, man.
Hey, he's really fixed his career.
Miles Turner with the rejection. And then Ryan Hollins picks it up.
Watch your head.
And boom, packs it in.
I think he could do that there.
Ryan Rollins with the pack.
One of the good young stories of the season, right?
He has been, no doubt. Last but not least,
Oh, I know
number 1, Terrence Shannon Jr. Watch the hammer here.
Take off.
This young man loves to get in the paint. That's another left-handed slam.
That man loves watching him, too.
Oh, yeah. He's built. He has got real girth to him. All right, still to come. Did the wildly shorthanded... No LeBron, no Luka, no Reeves. But that didn't slow down the Lake Show. Looking for their 4th to slam, 12-6. Midway through the first, Rui again. Pump fake, drains the mid-range. Lakers take the lead. Now let's talk about DeAndre Ayton facing his former team for the first time as a Laker. Lakers down 9 in the second. Ayton drives. It's the floater on the Time Lord. Lakers down 7. Lakers lead by 5 late in the third. Nick Smith Jr. gets into the act.
When did he get there?
Early this season. Nick Smith Jr. show continues.
Okay.
Smart passes to Smith Jr. He hits a 3. Lakers lead 114-105. Next Lakers possession. Ayton battles in the paint. Finds an open Smith Jr. Drains another one. Lakers lead by 12, under a minute remaining. Ayton passes to Smith Jr. Smith Jr. says, I got you, man.
Hey.
There it is. Lakers win 123-115. Nick Smith Jr. with 25 points. Let's hear JJ. Oh, but before that, the Lakers became the first team in NBA history to have 6 different 25-point scorers over a 2-game span. That's after Hachimura, Ayton, and Smith Jr. hit that mark last night, after Reeves, Doncic, and LaRavia did that the night before. Now, here's JJ after the game. All right, you heard him. Confidence, belief, and connectivity. What does that say about the Lakers' depth, I guess, at this point, considering they pulled off a win without Luka, LeBron, or Reeves? Bobby, we'll start with you.
Well, I think it says that for 8 games, and I hate giving awards out.
Well, we already gave MVP already after 8 games.
That Rob Pelinka is probably the early favorite for Executive of the Year. DeAndre Ayton, Marcus Smart, Jake LaRavia, and Nick Smith Jr. on a 2-way contract who just scored 25 points in Portland. It just shows you a combination of guys on contract years, Rui Hachimura, and the Lakers going out this offseason and find complementary pieces for this roster right now.
Mark?
You know, I'm going to go back in time, be the old guy. When I covered George Karl with the Nuggets, he was amazing at doing the best with injured lineups. And I think it goes back to his CBA days. When he coached there, he had to do this. I mean, look, this is the 6th different starting lineup that JJ's had. He didn't coach in the CBA. Should we give JJ Coach of the Year? Should we do another award?
Like, I'm going to give it to him.
Hey,
JJ, I got you. You're the Coach of the Year after 8 games.
Coaching his off. I mean, to do what he's doing with all these different lineups. Luka's missed 4 games. LeBron hasn't played yet. Austin Reeves. Kudos to you, JJ. Hell of a coaching job so far.
David?
I don't have any real awards to give out. I guess we can give DeAndre Ayton like the "we were the most wrongest about the move" award, because this summer when that happened, we were extremely of this dude. He has been tremendous so far this season. He has been integral in that pick and roll with Austin Reeves and Luka. He's at 17 and 8 for the season, and to have a game when everybody's out, you're in to get against your old team who seemed to couldn't wait to get you out of there, and you put up 29 points. This is the DeAndre Ayton story. Again, I ain't got no awards for him, but he is central to what the Lakers are doing right now.
Yeah, George.
We'll see. I mean, listen, I'm happy for the kid. I'm happy for the kid. I hope that he does have a resurgence. I'll say this, okay? Because I've done a number of Lakers games already this season. And as we all know on this panel, guys get a reputation. So for better or worse, by the way. Sometimes guys get a reputation being, let's just use this as an example, a great defender. And then, 7 years, 8 years into their career, they're no longer a great defender, but people still consider them a great defender. In DeAndre Ayton's case, it's been the reverse. A lot of chatter about desire, right? Deservedly so, I think, because it's not just, media types. It's players, it's coaches, et cetera, who have been around him that say that. But the Lakers are fully aware of that, and they have made him fully aware of his reputation and trying to fix that reputation. So we'll see.
Let me add one thing in here. Sure. There's a perception when a player's on a max contract and when a player's making $8 million a year.
Sure.
That's the nature of the beast here. When you look at a player that you think is overpaid versus a player making $8 million and can give you 28 points and 9 rebounds in Portland, and you think it's probably one of the best value contracts in the NBA. That's how we look at things right now.
There's also a pressure when you put on that jersey, and I think there's a different standard that he's playing with now.
Fair point. We'll talk. Well, I'm sure we'll have plenty of Lakers to talk about throughout the season. It won't be the last time. All right, time to take it coast to coast. Let's start in the middle of Texas. Rockets, Amen Thompson with a season-high 27 points last night. But check out this play from the second quarter. He misses the free throw, but stays with it, snags his own rebound, kicks it to Şengün, who sends it right back for the reverse slam to finish the job. Mark, Rockets are quietly stacking wins. What's clicking for them?
Man, I'm going to nickname him Hallelujah. I mean, he stepped in for Fred VanVleet, played out of position, and been incredible. So, I mean, I expect this team to get even better.
All right, let's move on to Denver. Jokic, he scored his own season high yesterday, 34 points against the Kings. But check out this pass. He nearly took Sabonis' head out here. Still hit Aaron Gordon in stride. David, where do you rank Jokic's passing game right now?
Give him a haircut.
As a great pass, Sabonis is one afro away from a really good defensive play. He got to grow that thing out if you want to stop some of those passes. A little disappointing. Jokic, a couple of games without a triple-double. He's kind of falling off a little bit. He's got to do a little bit better out there. Come on, Jokic.
It's funny. All right, let's move on from the Joker to Julius Randle, showing out in Brooklyn. Welcome back to NBA Today. Now joining us with a developing story in the Eastern Conference, senior insider Shams Charania. Shams, what are you hearing about help coming Cleveland's way?
George, I'm told all-star guard Darius Garland aims to make his season debut on Wednesday against the Philadelphia 76ers. Remember, he underwent surgery to repair a big toe injury in June. He was slated to miss about 4 to 5 months in rehab. There was a sense he might be out until December, but his return is coming much sooner than that. He made tremendous progress in his rehab process, and the Cavs certainly need his offensive burst with Max Strus out a significant part of the year. And Jarrett Allen right now is trying to play through a fractured finger. Look at this, only 2 players last season averaged 20 points, 5 assists on 40% three-point shooting. Nikola Jokic and Darius Garland, he is set to return as soon as Wednesday.
Yeah, and we saw those numbers with and without, certainly. Shams, you're the man. Appreciate you. Thank you as always. All right, let's move on to the Knicks. Karl-Anthony Towns and the Knicks undefeated at home to start the season. Hosted the Wizards last night. There's volleyball. Yeah. Take another look.
French pastry.
Oh, come on, man. Close. Towns went for 33 points on 50% shooting in this one, both season highs. That's after he averaged 18 a game on 38% shooting in his first 6 games. Here's head coach Mike Brown on Cats. Big night. I appreciate that, Coach, because he's on my fantasy team. So, anyway, Knicks 4-0 at home to start the season, but 0-3 on the road under Mike Brown. David, what does the best version of this team look like?
It's the version where Karl-Anthony Towns is aggressive. One thing that Mike Brown is going to do is he's going to see a mismatch, and he's going to tell his player to go there and attack that mismatch. And last night, he said, Karl-Anthony Towns, go make Alex Sarr food. I want to go to that play in the second quarter that we showed. This is the Karl-Anthony Towns that we need throughout the rest of the season. Not the Karl-Anthony Towns that put up 8 points against Giannis. He needs to see every defender and think that they have an Alex Sarr jersey for the rest of this season, because where he goes is where the team goes as much as Jalen Brunson.
I want him around the basket. I want him less around the three-point line. Last night, he 24 attempts, a third were from 3. We didn't show the first 3 attempts were all three-pointers. I think he just becomes so reliant on there. I know he's described himself as the best big best shooting big out there. Yeah. But as you could see, the dominance of him around the basket, similar like how we've talked about Victor a little bit here. When he's close there, you could see how good he could be.
Oh, yeah.
You know, why didn't we talk about the Bulls winning a championship when they're at 5-0? It's early in the season.
Well, the Knicks were also in the conference finals. So a little different.
I mean, but why are we so hard on the Knicks when they had a tough start? Yeah. We got to remember, like, Mike Brown just got there, right? Cat played in 3 preseason games. Josh Hart played in 1 preseason game. Mike is implementing his. I think Cat, what you're seeing is him just rounding into shape more. After the time he missed, you know, the preseason is so laughable in the NBA now. The training camps are so laughable. They need more time. So I think you're going to see players, star players like Cat, start to round into shape, play better. And I think Mike is going to get even more for this team as they get more comfortable with him.
And listen, I'm with you. Like, 20 games is usually the benchmark when we start to really make real determinations about teams. I think that's a fair assessment to your point, Mark. All right, the Knicks bench, though, has gotten a big boost from Jordan Clarkson this season. He and Josh Hart go way back to their Lakers days. Take a listen on how they both describe being reunited in New York.
I don't really curse anymore. I love JC. JC, man, JC. He's a professional scorer, man, so we want him to go out there and shoot the ball. We want him to be aggressive. We want him just playing his game.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think he got a good paycheck, so he's a little bit more. Nah, he's been the same guy, man. He brings a lot of energy.
Jason Tatum out there helping his team, rooting them on. So Jaylen Brown backs this man down, spins in the lane, finishes strong with a one-handed layup. We go to later in the third. Jazz up 63-61. Keontae George fading away from 25 feet. Buries a tough shot from George. Utah building momentum. Keontae with 31 points. It's 21 in the second half, by the way. Down to the final minute. Uh-oh. Yep, Jaylen Brown dives, makes contact with George. No whistle. Jazz take it the other way. Lauri Markkanen gets the lay-in. Utah takes the lead. And Jaylen not happy.
Is that
I don't. It looks it, but when you slow it down,
it looks like they need to wipe the floor better.
All right, George brings it up. Nurkic rebounds, puts it up, and it's good. Yusuf Nurkic with the putback at the buzzer. Jazz win 105-103. Celtics 3-5, tying their worst 8-game start over the last 15 years. Here's Jaylen Brown after the game.
Man, y'all gonna get me fines because you can't have a mistake like that as an official at that point in the game. It's fourth quarter, it's a minute left in the game or less, and you completely, the whole staff blows the call. You know what I mean? Cost us a game, like unacceptable. You can make mistakes at any point of the game, but right there, that wasn't good. That wasn't good. It's unacceptable. And then they telling me like, oh, like we didn't see it. Like how none of you see it? You can't trip somebody in the fourth quarter and then just be a no call. It's some bullshit.
Well, hopefully he doesn't get fined for his sake. The Celtics make and take the most threes this season, but they haven't actually been really efficient in regards to that, shooting just 31% on threes. That's second to last in the NBA, behind only the Indiana Pacers. Here's a look at the East standings 2 weeks in. Celtics are down at the bottom, while the Bulls and Sixers are tied for first, just like everybody expected. These two teams face off tonight in Chicago. So let's bring in Jamal Collier, who's at the United Center ahead of tonight's game. Jamal, Chicago 5-1 out of the gate. Very simple question. How real is this?
I mean, Sedano, they got something here, and it boils down to the fact that they have an identity. You know, the last 2 years, they've had this Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan focused team that really got ISO heavy and slow, and they've revamped this roster now to be much more younger, much more athletic. They are playing at a frenetic pace, and they are really kind of an egalitarian offense built on ball movement and passing. Josh Giddey's at the helm of it, but they've got 6 players averaging in double figures. They press teams on full court, and their assist numbers this year are the best through 6 games in franchise history, but over the past 30 years, it's some of the best assist numbers that we've seen for any team in the NBA. Fourth among teams in the past 30 years. The other teams on that list, the Golden State Warriors of last year, obviously famed for their ball movement, and the Indiana Pacers of 2023-2024, when they were just starting to break out, made the in-season tournament finals that year. And that's kind of the model that the Bulls are trying to emulate. I asked Billy Donovan before the season started about the Pacers and what he learned from the run that they made to the finals. And he said everybody talks about their pace and the way they get up and down on offense, but it's the physicality that they also had on defense. And the Bulls right now have a top 10 defense to go with the way they've been running. They're going to be tested tonight. It's still early, and the Sixers are also off to a great start, and they should be close to full strength as well. Jared McCain is probably to be back in the lineup, and Joel Embiid is not on the injury report. So it should be a good matchup of some surprising teams here in the East so far.
Yeah, Jamal. Billy D's got those guys balling. Thank you for the time as career titles. And last July, they teamed up to win gold at the Paris Olympics. And while they don't play against each other again until February, they did join forces yet again, this time for the Mind the Game podcast. Here's a must-hear snippet of Steph's body transformation as a rookie.
Our rookie year in training camp, so I came in as, a shooter in the draft. But Don Nelson was my coach, and going through training camp, summer league started. I think I probably shot like low 30s from three in summer league. And then you're coming into training camp, a couple months later, like still working, getting through, trying to get comfortable with where shots are coming from. And Don Nelson, he went in the weight room because, to your point, I came in 180 pounds maybe. Mm-hmm. They were trying to get me in the weight room, doing all these lifts and stuff. I'm shooting like trash in training camp like the first week. He walked in there and cussed out everybody in the room. It was like, y'all killing the shot. He's lifting too much weight. And to me, I didn't know that as a concept because I always just wanted to get stronger. Like most of it was just vanity. Like, hey,
I look better in the jersey. All these mirrors around here. Y'all telling me I gotta look like this? No, I'm trying to look like pop. Like, give me something.
That's fantastic. Can you guys believe that was 17 years ago, over 17 years ago, when you see that picture now? Steph's put on a considerable amount of muscle since then, especially these past several years. He's got that grown man strength now. And that's evident in these media day photos, as we've been referring to, from his rookie campaign compared to now. Two guys who have been there to witness Steph's development are David and Mark. David, I think I might have heard you went to school with him or something like that. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, how has he been able to keep this level of brilliance for so long, even after adding more muscle, when Don Nelson was cursing people out?
Well, yeah, I don't like to talk about the fact that Steph and I went to Davidson. It's a very private thing, but I mention every once in a while if I have to. First of all, when I see LeBron and Steph together, I do actually think back to 2008, my senior year, March Madness. We were in Detroit. It was Sweet 16 or Elite 8, one of those two games. And LeBron had come into the arena because he wanted to see Steph. And I remember thinking at the time, that's really cool. LeBron James knows who Steph Curry is. That's probably the highlight of Steph Curry's life. Now they are the greatest rivalry in basketball. And so to see those guys sit at the table, that stuff never quite gets old. And when you look at these videos, and you look at what we have now, Steph Curry, one of the things that we need to talk about him is that he is one of the guys who has improved as a basketball player as much as anybody from when they got into the league towards the twilight of their career. The ball handling has gotten better. The shooting has gotten better. The finishing around the rim has gotten better. The passing has gotten better. Whenever there was a deficiency in this dude, he made it better. That is how you have longevity. And part of it starts in that moment in that locker room when they learn how to weight train and what to do. And Don Nelson starts that. But all of these years, it's about a guy getting better every single year, and that's how you get to this point.
You know what else got better, David? That goatee of yours got way better over time than it did look in those pictures right there. Mark, what would you like to add about this?
I remember when he had them bad ankles, man. Yeah. And the Bay Area fans kind of turned on him and were really upset when Monte Ellis got moved in favor for Steph. And Nike let him go. Like, there was a lot of concern about him and his durability. You never hear about those, knock on wood, ankle issues anymore, or things about his strength or him being brittle. He's turned to, I believe, the greatest athlete that Bay Area sports has ever seen, which is
Barry Bonds?
Barry Bonds.
Wow.
He's got championships. Yeah. He's got swag, and he's got old ladies wearing Steph jerseys all over the Bay.
All right, well, let's pivot over to the current day Dubs as they've dropped 2 straight to the Giannis-less Bucks and gave the Pacers their first win of the season on Friday night. The Warriors are now 4-3 on the season, losing all those games outside of the state of California. And they host the Suns tonight before heading back on the road for 8 of their next 9 games. Let's welcome in Anthony Slater now, who covers the Warriors for us. What can you say about this current stretch of Warriors basketball?
Well, Steve Kerr was extremely frustrated the other night in Indianapolis. He'd given the team the day off the day before, no shoot-around morning of, and he expected like a focused, urgent version of the Warriors, and he got in a very unfocused version. The reminder he sent post-game is, yeah, sure, they're only 7 games into the season, but, oftentimes in the West lately, 2 games separate the 3rd and the, 8th seed, basically, by the time the playoffs come around. So they cannot just give away 2 games no matter the time of the calendar. And if you look at what happened in Indianapolis, you can kind of blame Steph Curry. Part of his, the remarkable nature of what you guys are talking about is his consistency. That was about as bad a regular season game from Steph Curry as I can remember. 8 of 23 shooting, minus 21, 5 turnovers. He came in with about, I think, a 9-point lead in the 4th, and they blew an 11-point lead. He missed some shots down the stretch, and you could tell he called it a look in the mirror game post-game. He was upset. Walking out of the press conference with him and just knowing Steph Curry, I expect tonight against Phoenix and tomorrow against Sac, knowing how important it is to get before the road stretch you mentioned, I expect him to be very focused and very aggressive.
Yeah, and look, going into the season, Steve Kerr and company felt like they had a really deep team that, I remember him telling us, well, this year we're going to try to figure out like the 10th or 11th man. Last year we had like 6 decisions to make.